60 minutes of your day. The Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour. I may not speak and just let him talk about the Packers for an hour. I don't know if he can do it. I'm not sure. But we'll give it a shot. The Packers destroyed the Detroit Lions. The final score is only that final score in the NFL standings, in the Homer standings. It's 27-6. They whooped them. The last score is meaningless. But it's of importance to me only because it's reflective of the whooping that they put on the Detroit Lions. But this is not my show. This is the Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour. And I want to know, about one day later, what he wants to mention first and foremost about the Packer win over the Lions. Take it away, Doctor of Football.
Well, good evening and happy Victory Monday. And what a Victory Monday it is, because, I mean, listen, I had a very good feeling about the team coming into the season. I felt really good about them. Lots of talent, tons of talent. Obviously, I'm very, very, high on the coaching staff. I love the coaching staff. I don't care what people say about the coaching staff. So I believe in the coaching staff. So all that's there for me.
Can I interrupt for just a second?
Sure.
I really don't care that you don't care what other people say, because the only important part is what you think.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
that's
okay.
what I mean.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. But what to expect in week one? No idea, right? I mean, it could go either way. Division rival. We all know the Lions. I mean, from all signs.
I expected the Packers to win. I said so. I think you expected the Packers to win, right?
Yeah, I expected them to win, but to expect them to win in that fashion, I could have never guessed that, right? I mean,
I will say no.
I could have never guessed that. And we could talk about the offense, how good Jordan Love looked. I could go on and on about how much I enjoyed watching that offensive line pass protect. But I'm flipping sides. I thoroughly enjoyed Jeff Hafley's defense yesterday. And like I said on KBN, I got about 15 minutes left of that film to watch. That defense was phenomenal yesterday. That was a phenomenal display that they put on. And I get Parsons.
Excuse me, I hate to interrupt again. Why was it phenomenal? What was the number one reason that you say phenomenal? Because you're not really a phenomenal guy. I don't know how often you've actually used that word, but
no.
Why phenomenal? Reason one.
Reason one was the Lions don't get bullied by anybody. They literally bullied the Lions around.
They bullied the bully.
Yes.
Yeah.
They literally took it to the Lions. And it was funny. On that broadcast, Dan Campbell was interviewed, they interviewed Campbell, and Campbell's like, "Oh, I'm actually happy Kenny Clark's gone." This is what he said. The interior, too, from the Packers literally destroyed the Lions' interior offensive line. Those guys that were the inside for the Packers just absolutely destroyed the Lions' interior three. So, I'm not too sure what Dan Campbell, maybe he underestimated me. Obviously, he did. He did not understand what those guys had going, because they absolutely destroyed what Detroit had going on in the interior.
Now, that would be Devontae Wyatt and Colby Wooden.
And I think Stackhouse played.
But it was pretty much those two guys. And I don't think most people even know who Colby Wooden is.
No, he's gonna be someone people see a lot of.
All right, good. No, I'm glad.
Yeah, and that stood out to me. The second thing is how many hats were around the ball at all time. Literally, it jumped out almost every single play. There were hats around the ball no matter what. The first guy would get there, say Gibbs maybe shook one loose, two more hats would show up and finish the job. They were flying around everywhere. I mean, they were, the energy was just
Did
like,
you notice that it was even significantly different than last year?
yes,
All right. Okay.
yes, even better than last year. And the thing too that I, jumped off the page to me, and like this is, I mean, this it's your guy. Cooper and Quay Walker were fantastic. They were fantastic. And, you know, the big questions obviously were with Quay and how is he going to be? I mean, he was fantastic. Cooper was fantastic. I mean, these guys they were all over the field. It didn't look they put a foot wrong really too much of the game. I'd be shocked if they got too many bad, grades or missed things. And when they went through the grades today, if they even did that, because it's a short week, they played really clean football, man. And they played physical. Those two guys played physical football, downhill, filling the right gaps. There was a lot of line movement from our guys up front. Like Halfley had a really good plan, man. Like those guys were stemming really good. So like really quick change of gaps, like one gap over, moving really good, then one gap and then vertical and uphill or downhill. And then the linebackers really good reading downhill and filling. And it was physical. It was really good. And it looked like all day Green Bay they had an answer for everything. They really did. Yeah, Detroit had a couple drives and they sustained a couple drives and got field goals out of it. Okay, great. It took them forever to get a field goal. If that's what teams are going to do, if it's going to take teams forever to get a field goal, great. Sounds good. Like, I mean, that is the sign of a winning defense. That is phenomenal. So like, to me, the defense wins the day. And I know the offense was good. The offense was good, but the defense wins the day with how dominant they were from start to finish. And if they continue on that path, I mean, that is going to be a very dangerous outfit to go against week in, week out. And for me, I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but Van Ness and Gary look like two different players. They look like two different players to me. They looked high energy. They looked extremely physical. They both looked like they had plans on their pass rushes, and they had good counters off their pass rushes, which we didn't really see from Van Ness the last few years. This year, he was very good with it. Or last week or yesterday, he was very good with his counters. And he had plans. And to me, that is a very good sign because Detroit's tackles are good. They're good, right? And then you add in number one, and that is just he's a nightmare. The guy's a nightmare. And I don't know. I really don't know what teams are going to do when they go to their what did he normally we call it like a NASCAR package. I don't know if they're calling it the NASCAR package, where they put all the speed rushers in and they add maybe one more in there if that's going to be Wide or whoever it may be, and they get LVN, Parsons and Gary in there. I mean, who knows who will be the fourth guy. And they start moving Parsons around and he's doing twists and things like that. I'm not too sure what defenses are going to do because those are quality rushers, all rushing. And then if you add a fifth and Cooper pressures, that's a problem. It's a big problem for defenses or offenses to handle because not only are linemen then required to block one-on-one, no one wants to block Micah Parsons one-on-one to begin with. And if guys are playing at a high level like Van Ness and Gary, they're going to be tough to block one-on-one. So now you're asking linemen to block one-on-one against those guys for X amount of time. The quarterback already knows in the back of his head, he's got to get rid of it a click faster. The DBs know that the quarterback knows he's got to get rid of it a click faster. It just puts a lot of stress on offenses. And it's going to be fun to see what Halfley does as Parsons gets a little bit more in game shape, right? As he gets his wind underneath him and he can take more and more reps and they start to put in different schemes and packages and he can start doing different things because That dude is exciting to watch. He just is, and he is a game wrecker. He is. Even if he doesn't hit the quarterback, he's affecting the quarterback, if that makes sense. Because the quarterback knows he's got to get rid of it. Because if he holds it, there's a good chance number one's going to be there at some point to hit him. And the quarterback knowing that affects what he does. And that helps the DBs. And it's just, I mean, that's why you pay a guy like that to come in, because that's what he does for a defense. And it was just an awesome thing to watch. And against that Lions offense, phenomenal stuff, man. Really fun stuff to watch.
You got more?
I mean, I could.
You can keep going. This is fantastic.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look, okay, so like, look at the secondary as well, right? Like, we look at the past, right? We look at the past and what has absolutely torched us. St. Brown, Williams, they've absolutely just torched us. Wasn't the case. Just wasn't the case. Yeah, they had a couple catches. That's great. They're going to get a couple catches. I mean, they're really good. So they're going to get a couple catches. But they did not torch us. I mean, Laporta was probably their leading receiver, the tight end.
Definitely was, yeah.
I mean, he's an Iowa guy, so no shock.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
just take that back. That just isn't necessary. You're above that. You don't need to do that.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay, you're just saying. All right.
I'm just saying.
I know.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying. But that's when we normally would go play the Lions the last few years, like that was everyone's biggest concern. Like, all right, like how are we going to stop those two guys and then somehow contain that run game? Like, what are we going to sacrifice to stop here? Like, what's going to be the trade-off, right? We're going to sell it on the run, and then we're going to get absolutely blitzed in the back end. And there was none of that, right? Like, there was just none of that. It was the front 6 or 7 really just took care of the run game, and like they were so fast triggering downhill when they identified run that they could play a light box and then just trigger downhill, and the D line dominated so much that they were able to show coverage and then trigger when it was a run, so that if it was a pass, they were in coverage, and they did a really nice job. So like it just was so refreshing to see. Like, it was such a great performance. Like, and it's such a good way to start the season and build off for that defense. Like, it's almost like they picked up where they left off. Like, really, in all honesty, it's so good to see.
The Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour. We're gonna have to pivot. See how long it was that I didn't say a word, and it was very easy not to say a word. I did want to interrupt and ask you one thing. You ready?
Yep.
How would you block Micah Parsons?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have to pick your poison with him. I mean, that's really what it is. I mean, you're gonna have to choose which way you wanna block him. Like, if you overset him, he's so fast, he's gonna go up and under, like he did a bunch the other day, right? Like, if you're scared of his speed and you overset him, he's going to go up and under. So if it's me, like I'm going to set a little more vertical and try to like take on power and just invite power and let him run into me and try to die that slow death. Like, that's what I would do. And hope that in time the quarterback will have it gone.
So would you rather have him go inside of you or outside of you? Or is that not part of the decision?
Well, I would try to run him upfield as much as I could.
All right.
But he's so good with his second reaction, like his second move, right? Like he's a very good bull and second reaction guy, right? So you'd have to play him really heavy inside out with your vertical set that you'd want to try to influence back up the field, because if you take him head on, and with his bull rush, he's going to react so quick back inside and shed you and essentially use your momentum and play back inside that he's going to beat you inside. So, like, you have to play so smart and sound and get your hands on him so quick that you almost force him to stay up the field.
All right.
And then run through.
I mean,
you
I'm asking this because in judging how people play him, then I'm going to think if he's able to get inside, he owns them. But maybe I'm wrong on that. From what you're saying, if you're as good as he is, unless maybe you have double team help and they chip him or something, you got a better chance making him go outside.
Yes, yeah, and who, like, if you're going to watch someone that has probably had the most success against him, it's Lane Johnson with the Eagles, right? They play twice a year. Lane is probably, I mean, along with the Lions right tackle, I mean, Lane's probably the best right tackle in the league at this point in time. If I'm putting my money on it, right? I mean, that's just me. I'd watch how Lane has blocked him, right? Like, that's what I would go watch. Those guys have had battles. So how Lane has done it is probably would be the way to do it. But Lane is not built like everyone else, right? Like, he's got certain qualities that other guys don't, right? They're not able to do the same things he's able to do. So, like, you could try to replicate it, but you don't move like him and things. So, like, it can't be mimicked, right? Just like pass rushers can't mimic Micah Parsons. It's the same thing, right? Like, it's difficult to look at how Lane Johnson does it and go, I'm going to do what Lane does. Well, you're not Lane, right? And I like the way you can say, well, I like the way Dave Bakhtiari blocks. Well, that's great. You're not Dave Bakhtiari, so you can't block like him. So, like, that's everyone's got to try to figure it out. But unfortunately, by the time you may figure it out, it may be the fourth quarter and you've given up 2 sacks, and that's life.
Talking with, or listening to mostly, which is awesome, with Bryan Bulaga, I can't remember, and I don't have a monitor, I can't remember the last time you seemed as excited about the Green Bay Packers. But we'll find out if I'm listening well next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Westbound 94 at 35th Street. We have the right shoulder blocked with a crash. So watch out for that. We've got some delays coming out of the 20th Street area all the way past Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's backing up from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Southbound 41 heavy from before Appleton Avenue all the way down to Capitol Drive. Northbound's backed up just before Mayfair Road all the way past Capitol. Traffic is brought to you by the Bud Pavilion's concert series Wednesday Night Live. Be there for live music with Bella Kane. Starts this Wednesday at 7. Wednesday Night Live at the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 53. Tomorrow, clouds increase, rain possible overnight, a high of 74. Weather is brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Rain or shine, we've got your ride covered with premium washes and free vacuums. Tsunami Express. Wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
I would just say that right now I think all options are on the table. I think that they went through that trade thing and they talked to teams, and it's not like those talks are shut down.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
But they didn't go anywhere. And when they don't go anywhere, it opens up the possibility that they could be back.
On 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Get ready to say goodbye to those bland seltzers at the ballpark. Carbless is proudly Wisconsin-born, crafted by real people. A husband and wife team who wanted better cocktails in a can. They're locally made and blissfully better. Carbless offers a bold, true cocktail flavor that's made for baseball fans. Available in fan-favorite flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and mango. Bringing the craft cocktail bar to your seat. Refreshment that matches the energy of American Family Field is Carbless. Full of flavor, no sugar, and no carbs. Just game day bliss.
Looking to heat up a career in HVAC?
Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling in Milwaukee is now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Family owned and operated, Dick & Trough offers competitive wages, a 401k match, health insurance benefits, and a winning, positive team culture that sets them apart. This is more than a job. It's a chance to grow with a company that truly values its people. Apply now to become their newest team member at dickandtrough.com. Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling. Come see the difference. Apply at dickandtrough.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Frucci, Managing Partner and PGA Professional at Morningstar Golfers Club, and I'd like to personally invite you to play your next round of golf at Morningstar. Lush green fairways, velvet smooth greens, magnificent vistas from high above our championship golf course. Morningstar was created with the serious golfer in mind, and it continues to be the public course by which all other area public courses are measured. Book your tee time today and reserve a spot on our membership wait list. Come out and see what all of Southeast Wisconsin's been talking about. Hey, you've played the rest. Now play the best.
Two perennial women's college volleyball powers meet Wednesday, September 17th at Pfizer Forum. Be there as Marquette and Wisconsin take the court. The last time they played in 2023, over 17,000 fans attended the match. Make plans now to see these in-state rivals on Wednesday, September 17th, starting at 8 p.m. Limited tickets remain. Don't wait. Go to Ticketmaster.com/Marquette and secure your seats for college volleyball action at Pfizer Forum.
Hey, it's Jen Latta, and I just had my walk-in closet redesigned by Closets by Design. Doug and his team in Mequon were amazing, from the first consultation to the final install, and now I have a beautiful, organized space for all of my clothes. They really brought my vision to life. Locally owned with the backing of a trusted national brand, they deliver expert design with a personal touch. Get 40% off, plus an extra 15% off, and take advantage of 18-month free financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN. And don't forget to tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Victory Monday is brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza, with delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. Now, Bryan Bulaga and his partner.
That's right. I want to talk about my friends at Surfside, and football season is officially heating up, and so are the Green Bay Packers. And there's nothing that goes with Green Bay Packers football and the NFL season than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Listen, I got to admit, I had a couple Surfsides watching that game, and I had to crack an extra Surfside after to celebrate that win. And it was my favorite, the peach tea. But I also had a couple of those half tea, half lemonade, and raspberry lemonade during that game. And they just taste better than all those other ones you see on the shelves. They're made with real brewed tea and real vodka, and they only have 100 calories and 2 grams of sugar and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripe, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
The Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour in a few minutes. In the third quarter, we will have Rob Demovsky. The Packers put a whooping on the Detroit Lions. The final score was 27-6, though in the NFL standings it says 27-13 because the Lions scored in the last few seconds on an amazing play. But the defense deserves credit for giving up just 6 points. I have not figured out exclusively how I'm going to have the points for and against in the NFL, the homer numbers. I said before the break, Bryan Bulaga is excited about the Green Bay Packers as I can remember in a long time. Am I accurate or just making that up?
No, I'm stoked for the way that they play.
Stoked, yeah.
I'm stoked with the way they played. I understand it's week 1, and I have to put the I got to put the brakes on a little bit.
No, you don't. No, you. What do you mean you have to? I don't. I said during the postgame show, the division is over. It's done. The Packers will win the division, and everybody on the planet Earth should be shocked if they don't win the division. That is not overreaction. That is an appropriate reaction to what occurred, along with the other information that's available. Everybody should be shocked if they don't win the division. Do you think that is an overreaction?
I don't think it's an overreaction. I mean, you shouldn't be shocked. I mean, listen, I thought that they had a good chance to win the division this year.
Yeah.
Just to start with, right?
So did I.
So what they did is a confirmation that they have a really good chance to win the division.
It's over.
I mean,
say it, Brian Bulaga. It's over.
I don't want to say it's over.
okay.
I don't want to say it's over. I don't want to say it's over, but I'm going to say this. What they did put a really serious warning out to the two that are playing tonight that it's like, yeah, I'm just letting you guys know, no matter what you do tonight, I mean, it's going to be cute. It's probably going to be a snooze fest, but whatever you two do tonight, just know one of you have to come play us next. And it's not going to be fun. And that's really what the message that got sent yesterday was. Like this, we're back is what the message is that we're back.
Yeah, we're back. And it's our division like it was for so long.
Yeah, like we're back. We're sorry we stepped away for a couple of years, but we're back. And that's the message that was sent. And obviously there's factors that go into that, right? Like, and this is the thing that, you always have to work through, right? Like in that game, you have Zach Tom and Banks go down, right? Like these are the things you have to work through throughout a season. Like how bad are those? I don't know, right? Like Tom with a hip, Banks with an ankle. What's the timetable on those? Like those are the things that that you have to work through and see how long is that? Is that going to like obviously the backups came in, the game was already in hand, no worries. But like obviously if they're not able to go Thursday, we're starting a whole new game, right? Like, and they're going to have to go the duration of it, right? And that's the thing. And they put Belton in at the end of the game. Kennard was playing and he looked fine, but then they put Belton in. So did something happen to Kennard? I don't know. These are the things that when I'm watching these games that I'm like, okay, well, what happened here? Like, and I'm watching these linemen rotate in and out, and I'm kind of freaking out. Like, I mean, there's so many different numbers going in and out of the game that, those are the small things when, you talk about, steady Eddie on offense and just continuity and how do we just continue to get better and better each week. Those are the kind of small things that like put a little, crack in that, right? And you want to minimize those things as much as possible. So obviously, like that's what I'm asking. That's going to be my first question to Rob. It's not about what happened. Well, I'm going to ask Rob about, during the game, but it's about those two guys. Like, what's the update on those guys? Because that's kind of a big deal. Just starting left guard and starting right tackle that played really well, right? Like, how are they? What's the update on those guys? Because they're kind of an important piece of that cog. And that's,
well, as a matter of fact, we're going to break now, and you can ask him in about 3 minutes. Rob Demovsky coming on, and Bryan Bulaga stoked about the Green Bay Packers with questions about injuries. Next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We have a crash on 41 northbound at the ramp from Capitol Drive. It's off on the left shoulder, so you want to be extra careful heading through there northbound. Basically, you're seeing delays from just before Mayfair Road all the way up to that scene. On the southbound side, slowing down from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive as well. We do have a crash on 94 westbound at 35th Street. That's off on the right shoulder. Luckily, it's in one of the investigation sites, so there's a little bit of room so folks are able to get past it. It is heavy, though. We've got our usual volume from about 17th Street all the way past Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound, you're slowing down from Highway 100 through the Zoo Interchange all the way to 35th. Traffic is brought to you by Dickenshruff Heating and Cooling, now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Join a winning positive teen culture that sets them apart. Apply today at dickenshruff.com. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 53. Tomorrow, clouds increase, rain possible overnight with a high of 74. Weather is brought to you by The Pickler, Menominee Falls, your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts, unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics, all under one roof. Join today at thepickler.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Come catch the final battle of the regular season when the Brewers host the Reds Friday, September 26th through Sunday, September 28th. We're celebrating the best fans in the game on Saturday, the 27th at Fan Appreciation Night, presented by Toyota. Plus, if you're one of the first 30,000 fans through the gates, you'll take home a Brewers tumbler giveaway too, presented by Quick Trip. Come close out the regular season with the crew. Get your seats today at brewers.com/tickets.
The power of friendship has spawned a memorable baseball season in Milwaukee. When you choose to work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the relationship is more than what feels like having a friend. Pella honors trust and commitment on your behalf, before, during, and after the sale. And with this month's incredible deal, Gina Della from Pella is here to share why you shouldn't wait to order new windows and doors.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 9/30/2025.
Baseball is back. Bryan Bulaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make money betting on sports? Are you ready to make a winning decision? Are you going to gamble for fun, or are you going to gamble for money? This year, make that decision that will build your bankroll all year long. Go to FatJackSports.com, and for less than $100 a week, make money betting on the games. That's FatJackSports.com. It's a personal portal. It comes to your email. It's hassle-free. It'll make you money. FatJackSports.com.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Tune in to Behind the Bucks podcast on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and H&R benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks brings you exclusive access and untold stories about the greatest stars and moments in Bucks history. Go behind the scenes of Giannis's Emmy-nominated documentary. Hear about the true origins of Bucks in 6, that culture, and more. Find Behind the Bucks on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcast. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. Bryan Bulaga is stoked about the Green Bay Packers, and now he gets to take over the show. Take it away, Doc.
Rob, how we doing?
Good, Brian. How are you?
I'm great, man. It's great to talk to you again. It's football season. It's great to finally catch back up with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is great. Great time of year.
Absolutely. So before we talk about the game, I want to get into injuries. And obviously I'm going right to the offensive line. Zach Tom, Banks, what do you know? What's severity or really anything? What's the report on those guys?
So here's the update. I talked to some people in Zach Tom's camp less than an hour ago, and I was told that there is definitely uncertainty about his availability for Thursday night against Washington. They're awaiting more information from his tests, and they want to see how he responds to treatment. But at this point, there is some concern. Doesn't sound like long-term concern, but it does sound like could be a concern for Thursday. That's the latest on Zach Tom. Don't have anything on Aaron Banks yet. Banks has battled a bunch of things since he got here. It's actually listed now as an ankle and a groin injury. for him. So the double whammy there, not ideal, especially on the short week. So I think at this point, Matt LaFleur and his staff are probably planning to not have either of those guys for Thursday night, but it's still a tad too early to tell.
So when they both left, right, and obviously Jordan Morgan's the sixth, right? He goes in.
Yeah.
Kennard went in, and then Kennard came out and Belton went in. Is Kennard fine, or did he get hurt too, or what?
Yeah, he has
what happened there?
No injury issue there at all. In fact, rewatching the game today, it sure seemed like he played pretty well. I wonder if they just wanted to get Belton I think it was only that last series, maybe the last two. So, excuse me, I wonder if they just wanted to get him a little bit of work, with the game in hand. Belton actually played just 3 snaps. So, yeah, it was just the final 3. So I think they like Kennard. In fact, obviously they traded for him for a reason, and they felt like they had an experienced guy who could jump in and fill in. And I would expect that if he has to, if they have to play somebody on Thursday against Washington, it's Kennard first.
Yeah, I mean so essentially you're looking at a Kennard, Sean Ryan, Elton, Jordan Morgan, Walker, front 5 if those 2 guys are down.
Yeah, with Belton as probably your swing guy if anything else happens. So that's the way I would guess they would go. And look, I think I think they're still, obviously Zach Tom's a top-notch player. Banks they got, to be just an absolute mauler in the run game. So, you obviously want those guys, but I don't think right now like it's the end of the world if you don't have those guys for a week or two.
No, I mean, it's a short week too, right? If they're actually, if injuries are, they are what they are, but I mean, if they're actual injuries, they're not turning around by Thursday.
No. And then, and then you play it safe with the long weekend and get them ready to go for week 3 if that's realistic.
Yeah, absolutely. So from the offensive side of the ball, right? I mean, obviously, stepping away from injuries, what stood out to you the most from an offensive performance standpoint, right? Like, I mean, obviously we saw, the run game wasn't obviously idealistic. I think Detroit went into that game thinking we're stopping this run. But so from a passing game standpoint, obviously Jordan Love played really well, but from our receivers that didn't get much practice, what stood out to you there?
Yeah, the thing that stood out to me was that they were able to connect on some things right away early on, given all the time they had missed. Now Jordan missed a couple throws, right? I mean, the one I think it was the Kraft early on. He sailed it way over his head, and then the near interception was just I don't know if it was a terrible decision or a terrible throw or both. But I mean, he only had 6 incompletions, and those were 2 of them. And then another one was what would have been a really difficult catch by Jaden Reed that he almost pulled in. So that's half of his incompletions are those 3 right there. And I mean, look, downfield stuff, he hit on them a couple of times. And that to me, that's one of the things that was a big question mark coming in because of all the missed practice time for Reed and Wicks. And I think it was a really good sign that on Wicks's first target, he made, I wouldn't say it was a super hard catch, but it wasn't routine, given all the drops that he had last year. I think that was a big moment for him. The thing I wonder, and I feel like we're right back, talking about what we were talking about last year is, and I don't want to put too much in one game where they really only had, I think, less than 50 offensive plays. So it's hard to say they have a go-to receiver, but I still wonder who that is, right? They drafted Matthew Golden in the first round for a reason. He's been really good. He had 2 targets, caught them both. But it just, at this point, I want to see somebody, or I would think they would want somebody to emerge as a guy who's going to get, on a regular basis, get 8 to 10 targets per game. Like that, they still, to me, that's the next step. Not that this offense can't be great spreading it around, because I still think you can spread it around. But I do think there's a real need to have a go-to guy that game in and game out is going to get you, between 4 and 6 catches for between 75 and 100 yards.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess that's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it's easier said than done because we saw what happened last year a little bit, right? Like, it kind of, I mean, at one point it was one guy was doing okay and then it kind of tapered off. And I mean, but obviously the rookie only having 2 targets and he caught both. I mean, I'd like to see that go up, but at the same time,
I think it will. Yeah, I think it will. To me, it's like, okay, when you get into, and playoffs are a long, long way away, but, this is what this team's, this team is poised, right? Like, everybody thinks this team should be a contender. You look back at the playoff game last year against the Eagles, and, nobody, again, there was no go-to guy. Like, the leading receiver in terms of catches, I think was Tucker Kraft, and he had like 5 catches for about 30 yards in that game. Jaden Reed I think led in yardage, and he had like 4 for 40 or something like that. Like, it was that's just, that's not, to me, that has to get better. So if I have a complaint or a concern about the offense, and again, just 1 week, so let's not get carried away. And it was a week where that game was fast tempo, not a lot of plays. The clock ran for a long time. So I don't think there's any, real reason for major concern yet. But to me, that's the next step for this offense is to, find a guy or two that's just going to go out there and dominate. They've got a lot of really, really good skill position players, but do they have a great one or a couple of great ones?
Do you have any thoughts as to who you think it will be?
The easy answer, Homer, is Golden, just because of where he was drafted and the skills that he has shown during camp. I don't think, and I don't think I'm alone in this, I'm pretty sure he didn't drop a single ball during training camp, not one. So to me, that's like the starting point right there. My only concern about him as a true number one that's going to be a high volume guy is he's only about 5'11", 5'11 and a half. And not saying you have to be 6'4" and be that kind of guy to be the best receiver, but it's a little bit harder at 5'11", 5'11 and a half.
And so I'm going to switch to the other side of the ball because I think that was the most impressive side. Who's your standout? We could talk about Parsons. He only had 30 snaps. Obviously he's impressive. He's impressive to me. But who was your standout? Because I have a couple that, but I want to hear what you thought.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with this. It's more of a team thing. Watching the film, I thought this live, but you know how it is. You never go back. You never know until you watch it. I was incredibly impressed with how gaps were filled. There was nowhere for them to go. And we've seen this defense lose gap control, lose assignments. I thought, and I'm sure the coaches have grades where guys missed assignments or weren't in the right place. But I thought from the front 7, pretty much everybody who played, there were very few, miscontains or blown assignments. Like, there wasn't a gap anywhere for Detroit to go. So I thought that was the first thing I wrote in my notes. The second thing, it sure didn't seem like there were many missed tackles. Which, week 1, that can be a huge problem, and it's been a problem for the Packers in recent years. So I thought those 2 things jumped out at me. And, you're right. The stars, the Edgerrin Coopers and Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary's, those guys did, what you would hope that they would show. But to me, Lucas Van Ness, and I don't know if it's because Lucas Van Ness is better or if it's the presence of Micah Parsons. But to me, Lucas Van Ness, and I'm writing about this for tomorrow on ESPN.com, just he looked like a different guy. Some of it rushing that package where they have the three defensive ends basically lined up with one of them inside. I think in the old days, Dom Capers used to call it NASCAR. Micah Parsons told us they call it cheetah now, or if Hafley doesn't call it cheetah, Parsons does. Maybe that was Parsons' name for it, but to me, that's something that that allowed Van Ness to be effective. And I was talking to Van Ness a bunch during training camp because I think he's at an intriguing point in his career, right? 13th overall pick, not a lot of production in 2 years. He talked. This is even way before Micah Parsons got here about the new D-line coach, DeMarcus Covington, and how he felt like he really connected well with him, and that he felt like Covington was going to bring the best out of him. And look, let's face it, before the Micah Parsons trade, they didn't do one thing from a personnel standpoint of significance to increase that front and that pass rush. The only thing they did was make a position coaching change. So, I think that was really interesting. Colby Wooden, was really, really good watching the film. Like he was in there around the ball a ton. You can see why Nazir Stackhouse made this team as an undrafted rookie. I don't know that his tackle numbers were anything, but he really clogged up the middle and allowed guys to just fill gaps. So I thought it was the weird thing is, Xavier McKinney was really quiet, and the way he started the last year, with 5 interceptions in the first 5 games, but not saying he did anything bad, but like they got a pretty darn good defensive performance, and their all-pro safety really didn't have to do much, so I think that's a good sign.
We have run out of time, but not so little that we can't ask you, are you stoked about the Green Bay Packers the way Brian Bulaga is? And I know, reporters aren't fans, or they say they're not fans. I disagree.
No,
I think you want the team to do well because it's so much more fun to follow and report on a team that's good, but not everybody agrees.
There's no question. You like, as a reporter, the two best kinds of teams to cover are the really good ones or the really terrible ones, because the really terrible ones, guys start snipping at each other and it makes for good stories in the media. and then the really good teams are obviously very interesting to cover because they're good for a reason. The worst stories for me are, like an 8-8, or I guess they play 17 now. Those seasons those are tough. But I would say this, as far as being stoked about this team, like even before Micah Parsons, this was shaping up to me. Like, let's talk about the NFC North. Like, Detroit was losing both coordinators, and I think that was a factor in how they played. And maybe Detroit's lost some of their magic or some of their edge. Minnesota, we'll see a little bit more tonight, but I have serious doubts, that J.J. McCarthy is going to step in and just lead them to 13 or 14 wins. And the Bears are a year or an infinite number of years away because they're the Bears. So to me, this is the opportunity for the Packers to get back on top of this division, which is where they need to be to make a run at the Super Bowl. I mean, it's just not saying you can't do it, because you guys did in 2010, but it's so much easier doing it from out in front. And if to me, that's the intrigue and excitement about this season, is that the NFC North should be theirs for the taking now.
Yeah, it should be theirs. Somebody on the show yesterday said it's over, and they will be shocked if the Packers don't win the division. And it's said because if they don't, then people need to realize how surprising or disappointing that would be.
That somebody must have been you, Homer.
I cannot say confirm nor deny, but that's why you're a good reporter. Thanks, Rob.
All right, guys, take care.
Marquette and Wisconsin women's volleyball square off Wednesday, September 17th, the Fiserv Forum. Over 17,000 watched in 2023 when they played at Fiserv. This is an NCAA indoor record for a regular season match. Make plans now to see the in-state rivals play. Fiserv Wednesday, September 17th, a week from Wednesday at 8 p.m. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Marquette, or you can win 4 right now. Oh, baby, free tickets. Caller 4 wins 4 tickets to the volleyball match, Marquette and Wisconsin, again, September the 17th. Caller 4, 1-800-990-3776. I just love saying it. Brian Bulaga is stoked about the Green Bay Packers. Fourth quarter, if we have any time left. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
The excitement around the Green Bay Packers defense continues after holding the reigning NFC North champion Detroit Lions to only 13 points in Sunday's season opener. And their newest addition, edge rusher Micah Parsons, says, I think it's only up from here.
We've had maybe 2 days of practice together. So imagine what it's going to look like 5 weeks from now.
Parsons only played 29 of Green Bay's defensive snaps in week 1. Imagine that is only up from here as well. It's an interesting test Thursday at Lambeau for the Packers defense as they take on the Commanders and mobile second-year quarterback Jaden Daniels. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Do you want to bank without the fuss? For easy banking, rely on us. In person, online, or with the Tri-City app. Your banking can be done just like that. Tri-City National Bank. Member FDIC.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Love, Jacobs, McKinney, Golden, and now Micah Parsons? This year's gonna be fun. Now's the time to set a game plan for your Green Bay and Wisconsin pigskin parties. This is Marie from Discount Liquor. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Whether you need an ice cold keg, a bottle of your favorite wine, a unique craft brew, or hard to find liquor, we have everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
Wherever you're tailgating, we'll get you all set up with your favorite beverages. We're open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2. See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Two perennial women's college volleyball powers meet Wednesday, September 17th at Pfizer Forum. Be there as Marquette and Wisconsin take the court. The last time they played in 2023, over 17,000 fans attended the match. Make plans now to see these in-state rivals on Wednesday, September 17th, starting at 8 p.m. Limited tickets remain. Don't wait. Go to Ticketmaster.com/Marquette and secure your seats for college volleyball action at Pfizer Forum.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Group, we believe in the human side of real estate. For us, it's faith, family, and friends in that order. We live that every single day. I'm Tony Wendorf. We move fast, negotiate with confidence, and communicate clearly so our clients win. We operate from a place of gratitude, having donated nearly $200,000 back to our community since 2020. You deserve a team that delivers a luxury experience no matter the price point. Contact us today to get started. Tony Wendorf & Associates, trusted knowledge, superior service. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour, the Potawatomi football show with Greg and Gary is coming up at 6. You'll ask them if they are stoked about the Packers, as Bryan Bulaga is. You have discussed the defense. As far as the offense, and was Hutchinson in the game, or what? What is your analysis of how the Packers handled the Lions' outstanding injury-recovered defensive lineman?
Yeah, they did a good job with them. I mean, and they a lot of the times in protection, they put a tight end over there and they chipped him. They disrupted his initial rush, which why not? I mean, when you do that, you're saying that we feel good about our matchups everywhere else, which proved to be true, right? So no matter where he lined up, a tight end would chip him or thump him. because you don't want one guy to ruin the game. And that's fine. I'm totally good with that. I mean, I'm no matter if he's coming back his first game or whatever. So like I'm totally fine with that. And the run game, he made a couple plays, and that is what it is. And I think if I look at one negative offensively, it is the run game. I mean, it looked like from the film there were a couple missed assignments, a couple things that they need to clean up in that run game. There were opportunities, especially in the second half, that they missed on because of, it looks like maybe some miscommunications and things like that they need to clean up front. But things that they'll get on the same page with going forward. But if I have to look at the one thing from the offensive performance, it's just the run game. And that's going to be needed. I think everyone knows that the run game is going to need to be something that they can rely on, right? Like you're going to need to get Jacobs going.
They kind of got going in the second half, didn't you think, or not?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think he had like 9 yards in the first half, and I think he was
Less
over.
than 10,
yeah, and then he was over, I think, 50 something in the second. So yeah, I mean, I think I would say he definitely got going in the second half. Which is good, right? Like, but that's the thing. There was even more out there in the second half than what he could have had. So, yeah, but I think they did a good job overall taking away the Lions' best pass rusher, and that's what you need to do against teams like that.
We will not have a show on Thursday because the Packers are playing. Will you be stoked about the Packers even if they lose their next game?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know, of course. I don't know. I mean, of course, because one game.
They show that they have that in them. They have that in them.
Should they win the Super Bowl?
I mean, that's a little early to ask that question.
I know. I was just seeing. I know you're stoked. I was just seeing how far you'd go. Even I won't say that. But I've said it's over so that you understand as a fan how disappointing it would be if the Packers don't win the division. Would you be really disappointed, Bryan Bulaga, if the Packers don't win the division? Just kind of disappointed, or really disappointed?
I'd be disappointed.
Not really disappointed. All right.
Yeah.
You just don't. But can you say you're stoked about the Packers one more time? That is so good.
Yeah, I'm stoked about the Packers, man.
Yeah, we're finishing with that. Potawatomi Football Show. Make sure to run that 100 times this week. You got that right, Pebble? 100. This is better than What Day It Is with Micah Parsons. Bryan Bulaga, stoked, and get the one earlier that he had a little more juice. Potawatomi Football Show next.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right.
Southbound on 43, we have a new accident. This is right heading into the Marquette interchange, and it is off on the right.